We all know Italy is a special place. The beautiful streets, the history, the romance. They really do know how to live the good life here. Lately, the country's been doing it tough, especially young people. Youth unemployment here sits at a whopping 35%. But ever so slowly, something is changing. Tonight, we're taking you on an Italian road trip, and it's an absolute cracker to meet some incredible young people fighting to keep the dream alive.
It's a crazy dream because one life, it's not enough.
Liviamo nel lieti calici che la bellezza infiora.
It's the dream of an Italy that makes stuff, the best stuff the world has to offer.
Però diciamo che forse questa è la storia d'amore più bella che io abbia vissuto fino ad oggi, cioè io e le scarpe.
And if they can do it well,
I really believe this cheese can have like a good success.
they might just turn their country around.
Alla salute vostra!
The big challenge for these young Italians is to marry the old with the new, meet tradition with innovation. But can they really rebuild their country with beer and wine and cheese and shoes? Forget Texan cowboys, this is a Tuscan cowboy. Well, sort of. This is Guido. A few years ago, he was riding the markets as a banker in London. Today, he's back home on the family farm, herding buffalo and trying to build a business.
We had a very humble origin. My family has been here more than 2 centuries. We started off as shepherds in the area around Siena. I'm following on a family tradition.
Four years ago, his father, in his 80s, finally began thinking about retirement. It meant a big decision for Guido.
I would like to stay on in banking, but this is the time, it's time for me to do this adventure, and so I came back. It was not like something I did without any thought, because for a 30-year-old or like 26-year-old at that time, leaving London for a provincial little town in Tuscany, millions of people for like 60,000 people here, was not easy. So I picked up the farm from my father, and I kind of transformed it into something which I thought would be more sustainable in the future.
I'm coming to meet Guido at the family farm outside Grosseto in Tuscany. For decades, young people have been deserting these lands. But Guido is bucking that trend. In the past 4 years, the number of under 35s working on the land in Italy has actually started to grow. And they're milked what, a couple of times a day?
Twice a day. You see, that's the bull, and he knows he kind of has to not go into the milking.
Yeah, right.
We actually have 650 at the moment. We make cheese with their milk, and we also make renewable energy with all the waste and byproducts of the farm.
Now, you're about to meet a bloke in a turban. Indian Sikhs came to Italy back in the 80s and 90s. They're now firmly established in the Italian cheesemaking community.
No. Come on in. Bye.
We're
Bye.
right.
Bye. They're quite territorial, as you can see. And these are the older bulls. Be careful, be careful. Come here.
Don't they know who's in charge here?
I think, they can discuss that.
Right.
They're not used to seeing all these people around.
Yeah, okay. This is mozzarella in the making.
Yeah, this is step 1, making the milk for the mozzarella.
Yeah, okay. When Guido took over, he introduced cheese making.
What number it is?
His father had focused on producing buffalo milk to ship to cheesemakers in the south, where mozzarella is traditionally made. Now, it all happens on site, from teat to table. So this is where the magic happens.
This is where the magic happens, yes. Yeah. Most of our process is handmade because, like in industrial farms, the stretching is done by machine. This is what defines the mozzarella. It's called a stretched paste cheese.
Yeah, right.
And so he's mixing 90-degree, 100-degree water with the curd.
Okay.
And he's making the curd drink water. That's why when you cut mozzarella, it's going to be full of liquid. This is like just paste. There is no salt to it.
Yeah.
And it's quite gummy.
Yeah. It sort of tastes like a chewing gum.
Yeah, and it's like a milk chewing gum, basically.
Yeah.
But then, like, it will take the salt from the water. You give it 24 hours to get softer and to get salty.
I was going to say, thank God for the salt. Today, they're producing 400 kilos of the stuff, and it's been a huge mission just to get to this point. As well as making mozzarella, Guido is experimenting, making classic cow's milk cheeses with his buffalo milk. Turning this business around isn't just about embracing tradition, it's about adapting it and innovating. And his latest creation is about to be put to the test at the world's biggest artisanal cheese festival.
So the new cheese we will be presenting this year is this one you see in various batches.
Okay.
This cheese is inspired by French reblochon. Reblochon is a washed rind, quite strong cheese. I know we are the only buffalo cheese producer to do this kind of cheese.
Mm-hmm. So this is an example of where you're kind of screwing with the tradition.
Yes, exactly. This is an example. We've borrowed a French recipe. We are applying it to buffalo milk.
He wants to take his cheese to the world, but it's a competitive market, and he's a new player. You're very excited about these cheeses, though. Why?
I'm very excited because it's no one has it. Like, it's the first time it's been done. Plus, I think that it's always good, when you go to this trade show, to bring something new.
This is a family business, so it's time to meet La Familia and to try some of the good stuff. Tell me what's here.
What we have here is our series of buffalo cheeses. I think the most distinctive is clearly mozzarella, because when you think about buffalo cheese, it's mozzarella di bufala.
Yeah.
Then we have ricotta, which is actually where we're going to start our tasting, because if there is a rule for cheese, is that you have to go from the less tasty to the more tasty.
Okay.
Because if you start the other way around, you're not going to taste.
We're building up.
Exactly, exactly.
This is Guido's sister, Matilda, an architect based in Paris. And this is his mother and business partner, Diana. You've been here for 40 years.
42.
But you weren't always making cheese.
No.
So why not before?
It was his idea. When Guido came in the farm, he spoke to us about opening a farm cheese, and we decided to this new adventure.
Yeah, I kind of like the fact that now I'm making concrete products. Before I was selling like contracts and ideas and like a lot of hot air.
Yeah.
actually selling mozzarella, which is something that people can enjoy, and like you see the smile in their faces when they buy it. It's a better thing.
Guido isn't the only one to spot the opportunity. At the start of last year, the number of young farmers rose almost 10% on the previous year. And the number of farming businesses now run by young people in Italy stands at 50,000.
I think more you go abroad and more you think about what you have and what you have left. I see also my friends that that went away and went to live in London after 10 years, they're all coming back.
So I think it's important for them to have done experience, come back, apply it to Italy, and let's hope we can make it a better country, because like we deserve it, even though like it's not going in that direction yet.
Was there a lot of pressure from you and your husband to make this decision?
No, I just had one day a talk with him and told him, Guido, if the bank is your life, go. You think for 2 months and decide.
And how did you feel?
I was very happy.
Do you get stuck into him if you think he's doing the wrong thing?
Yes, I'm not so mommy in this. I'm not soft. If they don't like something, I'm very.
So there's been
strong.
some bust-ups?
Sometimes, but not very often.
I don't think like bust-up is a bit like even excessive. I think there's been discussions, constructive discussions, and sometimes she's turned out to be right about things, sometimes it's me, but that's part of the game.
After all the hard work, Guido's moment of truth has arrived. He's heading north to the Cheese Festival in Bra.
I think, if we already can find a few important clients for our size company, it's going to be more than fine.
We'll find out later if Guido's gamble will pay off. But first, we're off to meet a woman on the move, taking big risks to create her own future.
Quando tocco queste scarpe, sento l'anima di queste scarpe, perché è come se fossero vive.
This is Carolina Cuomo. At 39, she is a passionate woman, and more passionate about shoes than anything else.
So praticamente tutto di questa scarpa, cioè come è nata, la sua storia, come se fosse una persona. Ed è sicuro, credo che sia una bella persona. Quindi.
This is her own collection. She doesn't just wear them though, she makes them from scratch.
Allora, credo che ci siano 110 paia e soltanto la collezione estiva. Poi ci sta quella invernale, io ogni volta faccio il cambio.
Carolina is part of a generation of young Italians rediscovering the grand tradition of made in Italy. Her workshop is in Sirignano, about an hour from Naples, close to some of the big factories that once drove Italy's economy. Many of them are now empty.
E quindi non disegno per un mio marchio, disegno per la cliente. Sono una stilista che lavora su richiesta, ecco.
Non mi è mai capitato di poterla comprare perché...
Carolina's shoes are expensive. They start at about 700 Aussie dollars. But a handcrafted shoe is something very special.
C'è poco
anche la licra. Però come viene ideata? Cioè io metto al centro del mio business il cliente, cioè le richieste del cliente. Cioè il cliente ha bisogno di una scarpa particolare che non trova in negozio, allora deve venire per forza da me perché vuole quel colore particolare, quell'altezza del tacco. Cioè io praticamente assemblo tutte le richieste di questo cliente e ne creo un progetto.
Questo si Sembra quasi un vestito da scuola.
Carolina is a single mother. She manages the home and the thriving new business. Things have changed a lot for her. She trained as a psychologist, but like so many of her generation, she couldn't find a stable job.
Sotto serve un vestito, servono delle scarpe. E alla fine ho detto, caspita, a me piacciono, io amo le scarpe. Perché non provarci? La scarpa poi ha anche una sua storia, cioè noi siamo famosi nel mondo per le scarpe, cioè questa tradizione sarebbe bello insomma recuperarla.
What's been the most difficult moment in this whole process?
Io questo progetto l'ho iniziato col mio attuale ex marito e diciamo che è una persona che mi ha aiutato molto nell'organizzazione. Allora lui mi ha detto no, noi o vai avanti da sola e io me ne vado oppure resto, però tu chiudi questo sogno perché è una cosa più grande di te e non ce la potrai mai fare. Forse è stato il momento più brutto della mia vita perché lui praticamente è andato via. Ma io in questi anni, devo dire la verità, ho incontrato un'altra grande passione che è il tango. Perché è un ballo che ti permette praticamente di scaricare le energie.
The business of being a small business in Italy today is a complicated dance. The same chronically weakened system that Carolina is trying to move around doesn't seem to want to dance in step with her plans.
Ci deve comunque aiutare ad essere competitivi sul mercato mondiale perché altrimenti siamo destinati a morire.
It's lucky the shoes, just like the tango, are all about passion. For all the rules, complications and bureaucracy, the skill of Carolina's footwork goes a long way. At times, it's hard to see why anyone here would have much to complain about, or why they'd ever want to leave. In the hills of Moncalieri, just outside of Turin, are two brothers with a big and possibly crazy dream.
I'm the business brain, and he's the hippie, and
Okay.
you say, I'm the hard worker.
No, both.
Meet Nicola and Filippo Laguzzi. This is their office. A few years ago, they decided to throw everything in and become farmers.
I'm farming in this place in where there are my roots.
These young blokes, with the help of their mates, who, mind you, they don't pay, but are just as committed to this idea, will try their hand at just about anything. They're growing their own organic veggies, making artisanal beer from homegrown hops. The list goes on.
Yeah, now we have to maintain
To be careful that
about the temperature.
the temperature is going up.
Getting a degree in Italy takes a really long time, and even with one, there's no guarantee of a job with a decent salary. Just last year, 125,000 Italians left the country altogether. Nearly half of those were young people.
Facciamo una cosa. Buon.
Nico abandoned his law studies because he couldn't even see a future in it.
If you want to become a lawyer, it's more or less impossible. There are so many lawyers, And if you don't have a father or a mother that do the lawyer, it's more or less impossible. You will do photocopy for a lawyer.
Right, that was the reality you faced.
Yeah, it's really depressing a little bit for young people. It's for that a lot of people move and decide to go away.
It's Nico's job to turn this dream into a reality.
Me and my brother, we are like yin-yang, black and white. We love nature, but he has a more hippie idea of the business.
So are you making any money out of this yet?
No, not yet.
Right.
But slowly, step by step, working hard every day. Yeah, we start to have some results.
Now, there are some signs of recovery in Italy, but the truth is, the economy is only growing at around 1%. Even so, the young entrepreneurs we've met feel very strongly that their future is here. They want to adapt traditional ways of doing things and create products that all Italians can be proud of. Carolina Cuomo is at a crossroads with her business. Should she scale up or stay small? Despite all the bureaucratic obstacles, she is still optimistic.
Cioè, abbiamo la possibilità veramente di creare qualcosa di innovativo, di alternativo, insomma, far crescere l'impresa in questa maniera, cioè sicuramente aprirci alle inventive.
As for Guido at the Bra Cheese Festival,
amazing. Thank you.
The feedback is good, and it looks like he might just have cracked the American market, if this big distributor has anything to do with it.
He's very on the cutting edge, and people want what's new. They want to, they've had a lot of cheeses, and they want something different. They want something exciting, and then there's the whole story behind it, the sustainability of the animals, of that style of farm. And there's so many things that people want to hear about.
So this will sell?
This sells, yeah.
Given how much you're sinking into this, personally, how much energy to get that kind of endorsement, though, what does that mean, personally?
Personally, it's a big satisfaction, when you have a person give you compliments for, the product of your work. There's no better thing, I think after 4 years, having changed so much in my life, it could have all gone wrong, basically. I'm lucky to be at this point. We also say, you deserve luck. Luck helps you when you deserve it. So it is a big satisfaction, and it makes me, it gives me an extra energy to, put into the whole project.
Feeling optimistic?
Yeah, definitely.
Liviamo nel lieti calici che la bellezza infiora.
And tonight it's our final Italian meal. The Laguzzi brothers, Filippo and Nicola, have invited us to come up the hill for dinner. Nearly everything on the table is a tribute to their hard work and commitment.
Yeah.
It might take a while before they turn a profit. Right now, they're barely breaking even. But success for them is measured in more than just the bottom line. You guys have both talked about this as being a big dream. Is it a crazy dream? Does it feel like a crazy dream?
It's our dream, and it's special. Maybe we are a bit crazy, but we are
not afraid. We have all these wonderful people that and we work
that support us with love. So love, I think it's a crazy thing, and a dream, it's crazy. Because a lot of people are crazy with us.
Oh, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you guys. It's been
Nice to meet you.